Aesop's Fable EP112, the tortoise who experimented with impact forces. Scene 1, the curious tortoise's question. In a quiet, sun-dappled forest, there lived a thoughtful and inquisitive tortoise named Tommy. Tommy loved to observe the world around him, always pondering the mysteries of nature. One day, as Tommy was wandering near a rocky hill, he noticed something interesting. As he moved slowly across the path, a small stone rolled down from the hill and landed next to him with a soft thud. Moments later, a larger rock fell and landed with a much louder crash. Tommy wondered, why did the bigger rock make a louder noise when it hit the ground? Does the weight of the object affect how strong the impact is? Determined to find the answer, Tommy decided to conduct an experiment. Scene 2, setting up the experiment. Tommy gathered a variety of objects from around the forest, each with different weights. He found a light pine cone, a medium-sized pebble, and a heavy rock. Tommy carefully carried these objects up to the top of the small hill where he had first noticed the rocks falling. He chose a flat, solid spot at the bottom of the hill to observe how each object would land. Tommy's plan was simple. He would drop each object from the same height and observe the sound it made and how much the ground moved or dented upon impact. Tommy was eager to see if his theory about weight and impact force was correct. Scene 3, conducting the experiment. Tommy began with the lightest object, the pine cone. He slowly pushed it off the edge of the hill and watched as it floated gently to the ground, landing with barely a sound. The pine cone didn't make much of an impact on the ground. Next, Tommy picked up the medium-sized pebble. He nudged it over the edge, and the pebble tumbled down, landing with a noticeable thud. The ground under the pebble had a small dent where it landed. Finally, Tommy pushed the heavy rock off the hill. The rock rolled down quickly, gathering speed before it crashed onto the ground with a loud boom. The force of the rock's impact was so strong that it left a deep impression in the soil. Tommy carefully noted his observations. Pine cone, light, soft landing, no impact on the ground. Pebble, medium weight, small thud, minor dent in the ground. Rock, heavy, loud crash, deep impact in the ground. Tommy realized that the heavier the object, the stronger the impact when it hit the ground. Scene 4, understanding the results. Tommy was excited by what he had learned and couldn't wait to share his findings with the other animals in the forest. He gathered them together and explained his experiment. The weight of an object affects how strong its impact is when it hits the ground, Tommy explained. The heavier the object, the more force it has when it lands, which creates a louder sound and a bigger dent in the ground. The animals were fascinated by Tommy's experiment. They had never thought about why heavier things made a bigger impact before. Thanks to Tommy's careful observations, they now understood how weight and force are connected. Tommy's experiment helped the animals see the world differently. They began to notice how other objects, like leaves, acorns, and branches, fell and impacted the ground, understanding that it was all related to their weight and the force of impact.